The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Nebraska, Mr. Fortenberry.
Thank you, Chair Holland and Ranking Member Young, for inviting me today. And before I begin with my own testimony, I'd like to second what Congressman Smith said. Before redistricting, I used to represent this area, and this has been an active movement on behalf of the people of Beatrice Gage County and, frankly, the entire state to rename this important monument to a national parks, which would eliminate confusion. It's very important to us, and it's a very important part of our nation's remembrance effort to celebrate the great settlements of the expanse of the West. Thank you very much. Thank you, Congressman Smith. I'm here today to talk to you, Madam Chair, about Chief Standing Bear, Ponca leader, one of America's most important civil rights leaders. Before I do that, let me recognize our colleague in the state of Nebraska, Ms. Judy Goshkabosh, who will give testimony later. She chairs the Nebraska Indian Commission in Nebraska, back home. Nobute wi ugate eo kigoshi. These were the beginning words of Chief Standing Bear as he stood on trial in Omaha in 1879. And what was he accused of? He was accused of bringing his dead son home to be buried on their native land. The Ponca tribe was forcefully removed from the Niobrara area of Nebraska, relocated to Oklahoma. It was a trail of hardship. Chief Standing Bear's little daughter died along the way, and his son became gravely ill. Before his son died, Chief Standing Bear made him a promise that I will bring you home to be buried. And so he was arrested for leaving the reservation. This resulted in a court hearing, a court case, prosecution. Chief Standing Bear went on to say this: "Our hands are not the same color. If I pierce mine, I will feel pain. If you pierce your hand, you will feel pain. When the blood flows, it will be the same color. No buthin wakodaak aikigo waksa." I am a man. God made us the same. And with those words, the Ponca leader, Chief Standing Bear, allowed Native Americans to make their case as a whole and deeply, deeply moved the proceedings. He expressed the inherent dignity and rights of all people, regardless of color or ethnicity. He was so convincing that U.S. District Court Judge Elmer Dundy, in an unprecedented move, ruled, quote, Madam Chair, and this is 1879, quote, "An Indian is a person within the meaning of habeas corpus." Not till 1879. Standing Bear had won his right and the right of all Native Americans to be recognized as persons under the law. That such a glaring injustice could exist is almost unimaginable to us today. And yet the Ponca chief prevailed in one of the most important civil rights cases in the history of our nation. So in Congress, Madam Chair, we continue to recognize Standing Bear's remarkable life and achievement on behalf of his people, and in fact, a statue of him will be placed in Statuary Hall shortly as the state legislature has decided to commemorate his life there. And so I have reintroduced a bill which has passed the House previously, H.R. 2490, that directs the Secretary of the Interior to conduct a feasibility for the Chief Standing Bear National Historic Trail. This is only appropriate given Chief Standing Bear will be representing us again here in the United States Capitol. Madam Chair, with the enshrinement of this trail into law, we will set a marker for remembrance of this great civil rights leader, a reminder of the need for the protection of human dignity, and a celebration of the possibilities brought about by one man's courage. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Fortenberry, and for that history lesson. It's a proud legacy that all Nebraskans can own, actually. So thank you very much. I appreciate that.